Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Tuesday, a weekly podcast where we're breaking down all of our favorite slashers, thrillers, monster movies, and black comedies on the new scariest day of the week. I'm Sydney Thompson.
I'm Monica Height.
I'm Chelsea Duff, and this week we're doing something a little different. Instead of covering a movie, we are taking a short break from our regular schedule, and we just wanted to introduce ourselves to you guys and introduce the podcast again before we start season 2 next week. So I don't know if you guys have heard the first episode, we introduced ourselves a little bit then. But we are just a cute little group of friends who started watching scary movies.
We are 3 beautiful idiots.
Yes,
Sure. Yeah, important branding. We are 3 beautiful idiots who have some friends who are also beautiful, maybe idiots. That's up to them to self-disclose. But we started watching scary movies on Tuesday nights when everybody was like first locking down. Back
season 1 of the pandemic.
Back in season 1 of the pandemic. And then it just came to a point where we were like, what if we do something that's Spooky Tuesday related? We were having our own Spooky Tuesdays. We thought we'd share them with the masses. And now it's been almost a year. We launched our first 2 episodes October 13th, 2020. And now here we are in September 2021. So cute little anniversary coming up.
About to be season 2 of the podcast, but season 3 of the pandemic.
Season 3, honestly, feels like season 67. Here's the thing. Don't know what we're doing. Don't know anything. That's not my business. I just talk about scary movies.
This pandemic is going the way of Grey's Anatomy, where like it just won't end. There's like 27,000 seasons, but you know, it continues.
As long as Meredith is down to continue, you know what I mean? We just keep rolling along.
Thank God. Thank God. But yeah, so we had our big season finale last week with Alien, which was a blast, but we were like, oh, you know what? We can't stay away. Oh, you know what? We can't be quiet for even 1 week. Oh, you know what? We don't want you to forget about us.
We really don't want you to forget about us. I would say that is one of the motivating factors here for sure.
Don't you forget about me.
Oh my God.
I literally took Adam to heart when he was like, you know, Chelsea is the best singer of the pod. And I'm like, I'm coming for you, Chelsea.
He said that?
No, he said when we did the Wild Horses, he said that I was really carrying it. And he was right. He was right.
Yeah, he was right. It's because your mic was louder than mine and they couldn't hear the vibrato I was bringing to the table. That's not true. I was not.
But then you have to be louder, and that's a personal challenge you're going to have to address.
How can I possibly be louder than I already am?
The thing is that you and I accidentally go toe to toe sometimes, and Zoom does seem to favor my microphone often, and I apologize, but I also don't apologize. So I don't know where we go from there.
That I saved up money for this fancy ass microphone, but then I lose in the battles of the bands between the 2 of us. It's not fair.
We all bought the same cheap microphone to start. Everybody else is broke. Mine is holding in and is somehow more powerful than everybody else's.
Absolutely not fair, but I also respect that drip. You know, that's very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so, you know, we want you guys to get to know us a little bit more, but we also are not going to tell you that much about ourselves so we can be super mysterious, you know?
Don't perceive us. Don't perceive us.
Don't perceive us, but also
don't forget about us.
Don't forget about us. So who wants to go first?
I nominate Sydney.
Ooh, me.
Ooh, a little voluntold moment.
I'm Sydney. I am an October Scorpio.
Ooh.
A resident astrology bitch.
True.
Horrifying. I have always loved horror movies. Let's see. Oh, my birthday is exactly 1 week before Halloween. So every single birthday that I've ever had my entire life was always Halloween theme. Another reason why I love it so much, because I do a thing called Sydney Palooza, and it goes from my birthday all the way to Halloween every year. I'm like, no, everybody wants to party. It's fine.
As a yearly attendee to Sydney Palooza, let me just say that it is very fun. I would recommend 10 out of 10.
They go wild. And we have some little questions that we decided to talk about, that we're all going to talk about. And our first one is, what is the first movie or TV show that you remember being genuinely scared by? And I'm going to throw something out there that
I think we meant to say genuinely. Why did it say generally? I thought she misspoke, and then I looked at the document. It did say generally.
I typed it wrong. I typed generally instead of genuinely. That's
generally
me. That's
something
me.
that scared you.
Monica's fault.
Really, anything general in the world that you found scary.
Okay, but here's the thing. Mine is kind of generally scared by, and it is the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie.
Oh fuck, that's
you know what?
Terrifying.
Because
that is generally scary.
Yes, the original
all
one,
around.
I know it's supposed to be like a fun, like the book kind of weirded me out. The movie like super weirded me out because I watched it when I was like really little. Like Scream, when I watched it at like 7, didn't faze me. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, I was terrified. And also another thing that I like, the last movie that I remember being like, oh my fucking God, terrified of, is the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the remake.
Oh,
I haven't watched it since. So I like 12, 13-year-old me could be just like terrified, but I climbed into my parents' bed and was like, I'm sleeping with y'all tonight. And my dad was furious that I made him watch it with me. And he like, so we were just like,
That's fucking terrifying.
And then our second question is, what is your favorite movie that you have done or that we have done so far? And I am going to just go ahead and mix 2 and 4 into one thing. And question 4 is, what's your favorite scary movie of all time? And obviously it is Scream.
Yes.
Obviously, like Scream is my favorite movie, like not even scary movie. Scream is my favorite movie of all time. Like I was like, we have to do this movie as our first one. It's so good. It has our boy amazing. Matthew Lillard in it, who is just like so hot, so beautiful, so funny. Like his comedic performance and also being like threatening but like sexy. And again, the main girl is named Sydney, even though she does spell it wrong. She does spell it with an I and not a Y. And
it's not her fault. It's her parents' fault.
Still, it's a choice. But like, I dated a kid named Billy in high school because I was like, this is my opportunity. Like, this is my moment.
I would love to have someone attempt to murder me. Yeah. Okay.
He didn't try to kill me though. So that's
great then.
It is great. And then, so that's 2 and 4 done.
Okay.
And then
knocking them out. Damn.
Number 3 is movie you can't wait to cover. And as I mentioned earlier, my birthday is the week before Halloween. And I told Chelsea and Monica very convincingly, and by convincing me, I was like, we are going to be doing this movie. You two have absolutely no say in it. Like, I am putting my foot down. Like, fight me on this one. Like, I will throw internet hands. We are doing a 1990s classic, Just Like Me. The made-for-TV Stephen King adaptation of It. And it truly has everything you could ever want. Children being scared.
Sure. I want that.
You don't like seeing children getting scared? I do. I think it's hilarious.
I think
It has.
Okay, tell us more of what it has though.
It has children being scared.
We're
That's
really resonating with the children being scared, and I love that for you. But give me some more.
It has Tim Curry, who, as we know,
that is everything
perfect,
you ever need.
but he's also a clown that is scary, but also kind of hot, like
kinda
a little
sexy.
like
any Tim Curry character.
He's flirty. He's ooh la la.
Oh.
And as the adult, the main kid is played by John Boy Walton, whoever the actor. Did your parents make you watch the Waltons growing up?
No, I've never even heard of that.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. It's this like old timey TV show from, I want to say, the 60s or 70s. Hold on. The Waltons, America drama series.
Oh,
wow. I love it already.
Like, so
tell me more.
Season 9 of The Waltons. Okay, so it started in 1972. So this was like something both of my parents watched, and the actor is a total babe, and he plays, I can't think of his name. Bad at names. Everybody on this podcast should know we are not good at names.
Oh yeah. That's also an important refresher for you guys. We're hitting all the themes though, so that's important.
But like,
I don't know.
Everybody was really concerned because they're going to be like, isn't that like technically 2 movies in one? And I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit. We're gonna cover it. It is a 3-hour masterpiece.
She very much said that to us. That is true.
She was like, I don't fucking care. Make time.
Yeah.
Even Adam came on and was like, are you sure? Isn't that 2 movies? And she was like, no, it's not. It's 1 movie that you watch as one. And we were like, okay, amazing. I can't wait.
Whatever you say, it's like she was taken over by fucking exorcism. Like that sort of demonic, low-pitched growl came out of her. Very convincing.
I have learned if you just say anything very confidently, people will believe it is fact. So when Adam's like, isn't that 2 movies? No, it is 1 movie, Adam. Okay. It is almost the exact same runtime as Midsommar. Okay. Like it's fine.
It is 40 to 50 minutes longer than Midsommar, but
you know what, Monica?
You're right. You're not
Nobody
totally
cares.
wrong.
Nobody cares, Monica. It is a masterpiece. And then our last question, I had to clarify a little bit with Chelsea because it's very vague, and it's just current obsession ? And I'm like, where are we going with
anything, baby?
Anywhere,
anything, baby.
Anywhere.
You could be like, I'm obsessed with crocheting, and I would be like, yes, Mama, tell me about the crochet.
Yeah. No, that was season 1 of quarantine.
Sure,
I've made so many I taught myself how to crochet like at the beginning of quarantine last year.
Nobody knows anymore.
Nobody knows
what
anymore.
Day it
Time
is today.
doesn't exist anymore. And I have made so many baby blankets because everybody I know has gotten pregnant during this quarantine, and I'm like, I'm over it. But honestly, that is the reason why I wanted to learn how to crochet, so I can make people baby blankets. I'm like, I regret this immediately.
Oh, not cute.
So it's a big time commitment, crocheting. And babies are
so
small, but they're still pretty big when it comes to blanket size.
Right? Because I'm like, you don't want to make it too small because then the baby isn't going to be able to use it at any point. But let's see. Current obsession. I am currently obsessed with believing that it is actually fall in my head.
Nice.
I'm like, it's been like the second week of August. I'm like, okay, it's fall now. I've got my pumpkin spice latte candle. I've got all the apple things. I'm like, it is fall. It's been 100-something degrees in Alabama. Like, it is not fall. It is nowhere near fall. And I'm like, it's fall.
It's September 1st and it's fall, baby.
Fall is a feeling, okay? Fall is inside of all of us. So just bring it out.
I'm also obsessed with the 12-foot skeleton from Home Depot, and
Yes.
I am trying to figure out how to buy one. So, dear listeners, if you have a lead on the 12-foot Home Depot skeleton, let a bitch know. Let a
Nice.
bitch know.
Slide
Nice.
into our DMs for this reason and this reason only.
Only.
All right, amazing. I mean, you slayed all those questions. I'm gonna try to go next and see if I can do as well. But okay, this is Monica. Hi, hello. Keeping with the astrology of it all, I'm an Aries. I'm sorry. And I have a Cancer moon, so I'm double sorry. But I do have a Sag rising, so that's fun. So like maybe
That's what makes you funny.
yeah, I think that's why people tolerate me. I think that's the only reason. Anyway, as far as being a spooky bitch, I've always been a woman who adores a fucking theme. And
Yes, you
so
have.
therefore, besides my birthday, my favorite holiday has always been Halloween. And I like to show up and show out every year. But as far as my first movie or TV show that generally or genuinely scared me.
We wrote generally and just left it.
No, yeah, that was
Oh my
that was
God.
me. I wrote these questions like 3 wine glasses deep. So
And the title of the document already, the capitalization is wonk.
oh yeah, yeah. It's like that SpongeBob meme when he has his hands on his hips and he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like that. Every other letter is uppercase. So it's not about accuracy. It's about getting the words on the page,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
words they may be.
First
Not
drafts,
even if they're
baby.
the words you want. But yeah, so I used to watch Twilight Zone all the time as a kid because like my family watched it. We have like family members who had like been in a few episodes. So we were like, we watched it from early age. So I started out with that sort of spooky. I remember my first existential crisis was for the episode where the banker is in a bunker when the world ends and all he wants to do is read and then his glasses break and then he can't read and I cried and I had an existential crisis. But my yeah, it's very fucked up. But one of my favorite spooky moments of my childhood that I remember really well is that one day when I was a little kid, I was walking around the like Ralph's or something and we were by the checkout stand and I saw all the magazines. And of course, the National Enquirer was there and it said like in huge letters, all caps, the end of the world is coming on. And then it had a date. And I don't remember what the date was, but it was probably like, let's say it's like August 10th, whatever year. And the picture was like locust and like all the plagues or whatever. And it freaked me the fuck out. I was like, this is very upsetting. This is terrifying to see, but obviously didn't read it or anything. I was like, oh, it's National Enquirer. I understand even now as a child that this is not a reputable news source, but either way, it still freaked me out. So then flash forward however many months later, it was that exact date that had stuck in my head from the National Enquirer that they said the world was going to end. And I was with my dad and we decided to go to the movies. And the movie we decided to see was War of the Worlds.
You think it was an advertisement for War of the Worlds though, maybe?
It wasn't. It was the National Enquirer though. It was literally like locust and all this shit. It was magazine's whole title. National Enquirer, they post crazy shit like that all
They
the
do lots of
time.
conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that unless War of the Worlds had
Some
a whole
guerrilla warfare
like
marketing.
that, in which case fuck you, because this really fucked me up. Not you, fuck the marketers for this movie. So I went into the movie theater. I was watching it with my dad, and then like I don't even know at what point I absolutely lost my shit. I was like, this might be happening right now. There's no way to know for sure. Had a panic attack and had to leave the theater and go watch Herbie Fully Loaded 2 instead.
Oh no.
Herbie Fully Loaded 2.
Which is scary in its own right. And I hadn't
Sure.
seen the first one, so I had no idea what was going on. And I showed up in the middle of the movie. It was very confusing, but not as bad as For the World.
Sure.
So what is my favorite movie that we have done so far? This one is really hard because like I love all the movies that we choose except for The Hills Have Eyes, to be clear.
To be clear. We have hated no movie like we hated The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah. I usually like them quite a bit, but For me, it's so hard. I would say Blair Witch was one that I loved so much, seeing it with like an inquisitive eye for the first time. Like I'd seen it before, but like thinking about it for the pod, I loved that one. And then as far as fun ones, there's a tie. House of Wax. I don't think I've had so much fun like recording an episode as that one with you guys. We were like screaming at the top of our lungs. I don't even know how it's audible, that episode, but people like it. They've said so. So thanks, guys. And then also Get Duped, another movie that needs more shine. If you guys haven't seen it, you got to see it. It's so good. A movie that I can't wait to cover though. Ooh. So one of these we have on the lineup coming up for season 2, and that is Train to Busan. I'm really, really excited to do that with you guys. It's so good, really like moving, and also preposterous. So really love that one. And then also Grindhouse. I don't have it on the list yet, but I can't wait to do it. The double feature. Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, who I am now obsessed with since we did the faculty episode. He's sexy and he's done so many movies that I love. So what's not to like? But yeah, specifically in Grindhouse, though, I'm most excited for his movie Planet Terror, because that movie is chef's kiss, 100% wonderful. And then my favorite scary movie of all time. Oh, this is so hard. Okay. One that we've done, if I'm giving caveats for all of these because I can never make a single fucking decision.
I respect
my
that.
favorite one that we've done, that's also one of my favorite movies of all time, is The Witch, because I did name my car Black Phillip after the devil goat in that movie. So like obviously it made a mark on me. I missed that car. And then the number one, and it's not because it's the best, but it's another one that I watched when I was a kid, and it just holds a soft spot in my heart, like how Sydney watches Scream to fall asleep at night. I would watch Signs to fall asleep at night. I fucking love this movie so much. I've rewatched it. It is not nearly as terrifying as I thought it was when I was a kid, but there's something about that alien walking through the bushes that will never not fuck me up.
Away, children. Vamonos.
So good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Wonderful.
Again, that goes back to we like watching children getting scared. It's fun.
Yeah, we love it. Great children, great child actors being scared in that movie too. So if you're interested in that, watch Signs. And then current obsession. I guess it's a tie between Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've been watching it for the first time during this like whatever season we're on of the pandemic, and I'm loving it so much, and it's beautiful, and it lights up my heart. The fashion, everything. I mean, you've all seen it probably, so you know what it's all about, and it's fucking amazing. And my other current obsession, and this isn't really a current obsession, it's just a constant obsession. It's moths. I love moths.
Liking moths.
I do be liking moths. And I didn't tell y'all this, but yesterday I was driving home and I passed a car with a vanity plate, and it was Mothica. And that's literally
you.
That's you. Like people call me that. Literally, they call me that. And I was like, how have they stolen my vanity plate? But yeah, I just love moths. For example, on Friday, I saw a big giant moth that was like 4 inches long at a bar, and I ran towards it. And then the bartender also ran towards it, and we talked about moths for 10 minutes, and it was the highlight of the night. So there you go. That's it.
Amazing. I'm last. I am Chelsea. I don't know what to say about myself other than I guess I will also do my big 3. Because I don't quite know enough or understand astrology in the same way that Sydney does to fully commit to being an astrology bitch. But knowing my big 3 and the stereotypes around them, I do feel that they combine in a way that feels representative of who I am. Because I used to really reject them and be like, I'm a Taurus. I'm a self-identified Taurus. That's who I am.
Is there any Taurus in my chart? No, but
is there any in my chart? No, not even a little bit.
Chelsea, you had planets falling in your second house, which is ruled by Taurus.
See, and I will absolutely accept that, but I couldn't really tell you what it means. You know what I mean?
No.
That's beyond my knowledge. That's beyond my scope. But I can tell you that Sydney outed me as a Virgo sun when we did the Blood Spattered Bride. And I'm also a Pisces moon and a Leo rising. And so I feel like that combines really well to make me someone who is too critical of other people and very sensitive myself, but also has a God complex. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yes.
can you hurt my feelings? Yes, but also no. So it's
but also
yes,
no.
but also no, because like, why would I care about your opinion? But also I do deeply. So it's a fun little roller coaster ride, I think. But that aside, to get into my little questions here, the first movie or TV show I remember being genuinely scared by, I'm gonna say two things. One of them is my answer, and then one of them is a call to action for anybody listening. The first one is, I used to be really into like Goosebumps, Choose Your Own Adventure books and stuff like that when I was little, and like Are You Afraid of the Dark I was really into. And there was one specific episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, the movie theater vampire one, absolutely freaked me out as a child. I remember like running upstairs to my room, like I have to be out of the room that this TV is on where it's playing. And I never finished the episode until summer during college. One time I was like, I'm going to do an Are You Afraid of the Dark rewatch. And I went all the way through the episodes and I was like, will I survive this episode? Let's find out. And I did. So everybody clap. And then, thanks. Thank you. The call to action is I also had a TV in my room when I was younger. And I watched a lot of things. Once I found out that my brother was like watching South Park on his TV before school, I was like, oh, we can watch the TV when we're not supposed to, if we're just quiet enough. And I was like, that was a revelation for me. So I watched a lot of things on the TV, sitting like probably within 1 foot of the screen so that I could wear headphones that would plug into the TV. And I would do this late at night. And one of them, I watched a clip of Valentine, which we have since covered on this podcast. And another one, I've never been able to identify what this was, but I have this like memory in my head. It feels like it should have been something out of like Xena, but I've never been able to identify it. But this scary scene of maybe like a woman who was like restrained somehow on a beach, and little crabs came up and like little crab clawed her feet until she died. So if anybody knows what that was, please let me know. I'm just using this. I don't know. Like that can't be right, because that doesn't make sense. Like your toes wouldn't bleed out
much from her feet.
I don't know. I wish that I could tell you. Somebody else, if this sounds at all familiar, please speak up. I have been wondering this for decades now. I would love to know what this is. If you have any ideas, please contact me. Again, DM us on the podcast. Okay. This is the mystery of my life.
This is another DM that we will accept.
It's a very Amelia Earhart of that little show.
Did Amelia Earhart get eaten by? Why did I just say her name so weird? But I'm going to power. Nobody acknowledge. Did she get eaten by crabs?
Yeah, they assume she got eaten by sand crabs, or like, and
what?
Big crabs are not tiny crabs. These are like big ass motherfuckers. But yeah,
like that's how she died, or like she already died and then her body was eaten by sand crabs. Did I watch an Amelia Earhart documentary?
Oh my God, wouldn't that be fucking hilarious if that was the
that can't be right. It really feels like something that would have been on Xena, but I'm
sending y'all a picture of the crabs that they think ate Amelia Earhart.
Fuck.
What a strange episode this
There's
is
so
going to be to
much
listen
that
to.
I don't know. I'm upset.
Hold on. Oh no, I didn't do it. Hold on. Yes.
Oh, that is large. That is large.
Yes,
so they were little crabs. In my recollection, that they just pincered away. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna move on for now because there are no answers to be found in this moment. And question number 2 is, what is your favorite movie that we have done so far? And I have to say that for me, it is possibly a tie between Scream 3 and House of Wax, but I think I'm going to go, I think for 2 and 4, I'm going to split my answers, and I'm going to say House of Wax is my favorite movie that we've done, because House of Wax is consistently the movie that I'm like, if we could redo one, I would redo House of Wax, because I just want to do House of Wax infinity times.
Yes.
I just want to keep watching it together, keep talking about it for the rest of our lives. We can do that on our own time, but it's one of those things where it's like, if we had the Men in Black little pen flash memory eraser, I would erase everybody's memory so that we could do it again. Question number 3, movie we can't wait to cover. Okay, I've got a couple. One I know in my heart we will eventually get to, and that is a movie called either The Curve or Dead Man's Curve. It is a Matthew Lillard film, and it was filmed at my college alma mater, Johns Hopkins, which is how I found out about it in the first place. And it's really funny because they filmed it in all of like the English buildings and stuff too. So they were like the buildings that I primarily had my classes in. But yeah, when I was in college, The Social Network was also filmed there. So there was like some discussion about movies that were filmed there. This movie came up. I watched it with my friend Martha, and she said it was the worst movie she had ever seen in her life. So obviously I inflicted it on a bunch of my other friends as well, and they also agreed it was terrible. And it is, but it's also the best, is the thing, because it is incredible. It has an incredible Matthew Lillard monologue in it where it's like literally the lights around him fade out, so it's just like him sitting in a puddle of darkness speaking to camera. It's truly incredible.
Oscar for Matthew Lillard.
Oscar for Matthew Lillard, always. But that movie is wild, so I can't wait to formally do it. I'm not sure when we'll get to it, but I know in my heart that we will. It's one of those things where it's like I almost want to save it until we have enough clout to get Matthew Lillard himself to talk to us about it, you know what I mean? So we'll see. That aside, other movies that I want to cover, I remember watching The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher in my youth and being like very moved by it, thinking it was like incredible. So, and it makes no sense also in hindsight. Does time travel or whatever you want to call it truly terrible, really defeats its own point many a time. But fun, very fun. And another movie that I can't wait for us to cover is oh, I don't know that I want to say it actually.
Ooh, so mysterious.
Yeah, because I think it is on our schedule coming up. Let me check.
This is what we meant by not revealing everything, but also constantly wanting
we play it close to
to
the
be
chest.
heard.
Yeah. It's on our schedule.
Leave you wanting more.
And it is also so wonderful and beautiful. And I've alluded to it many times on previous episodes. And so when it comes up, I'll be like, this is the one. But our spooky friend Katie showed it to us on one of our OG Spooky Cruise spooky nights. We have since made several of our other friends watch it. It is just quite the film. And so I'm thrilled that it is coming up. As for question number 4, as I mentioned in 2, I'm going to split my answer there. So my favorite scary movie of all time, I'm going to go with Scream 3. And I didn't want to do that for the favorite movie that we've covered because hate to say it, I don't think the two of you like Scream 3 as much as I like Scream 3. And so you refuse to really support me when I say that it is the best Scream. And I respect your journey, but it means in terms of like the conversation, I need to experience that alone. You know what I mean? That needs to be a me movie.
I think it is the second best Scream.
That's not good enough for me, is the
I'm
thing.
sorry,
and I love you and I support you, and you
I
are
don't
entitled
think it's
to that
the best
opinion.
one, so
No,
yeah.
But
Scream
I have
is
to
the
go my
best
own way
Scream.
on this one.
Scream is the best Scream. It's not like I'm out here saying Scream 4 is the best Scream.
Oh, don't even get me started on Scream 4.
I know.
Okay. Here's what
Listen
I will
back
say.
to episodes 1 through 4 if you're interested in this dialogue.
Scream is the best Scream. Scream 3 is my favorite scary movie because it's so fun and it's so silly and it's got so many Hollywood in-jokes. And as someone who grew up going to private Los Angeles schools with like children of stars and being Hollywood adjacent and stuff like that. It feels very comfy cozy to be making those jokes. You know what I mean? I've always been like really intrigued by the concept of like the Universal Studio tour. You know what I mean? That's something anybody could do. But I remember doing that from a young age and being like, this is the coolest shit ever. So Scream 3 really hits all of those buttons for me. And also Sydney looks the hottest to me in that movie. So that's
Thank
something
you.
I just that's something I just carry in
True,
my
baby.
heart. And then my current obsession.
Okay,
you know,
but you
I
only think Sydney looks the hottest in that movie because she looks like a big lesbian in that movie.
Big
yeah,
gay.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why.
cool. We'll
That's
say
100%
it.
why.
We'll say it.
She looks pretty hot in Scream 2, but it's off the charts in Scream 3. And I'm not
I'm with you
ashamed.
there.
Yeah.
And Gail's little baby bangs.
I love the baby bangs.
I know you love the baby bangs.
I do.
No, you love
They're
the baby-
heinous, but by the end of it, you're like, do I get
works.
baby bangs?
Yeah, here's the thing. Again, another journey that perhaps I must go on alone. But current obsession, ever since we watched Fear earlier in this summer, I did absolutely fall back into a CSI rewatch. I will say, I think I'm beginning to reach the end of that obsession where I'm just putting it on the TV and letting it play at me more than I am watching it in any meaningful way. It was really fun for a long time to see what episodes I remembered and what episodes I didn't remember. And I think I watched for many more years than I thought that I did because my friend Manu mentioned something in an episode to me the other day and I had no idea what she was talking about. So I looked it up and it was a season 7 episode, but I vividly remembered the Catherine Willows plotline. And that's because I think in hindsight, perhaps I was very invested in Catherine Willows as a child, much in the same way I'm incredibly invested in Catherine Willows now. But I think we're coming to the end of the CSI era. And whenever I do a rewatch of something I've seen before, there just comes a time where it's so long, I get bored. I'm going to move on, but I don't know what's next yet. So I'm ready. If you've got any suggestions for me, you know, I'm perhaps in the market.
I have
But
something.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking, oh shit, I should have said my current obsession is this because it's more accurate. Wellington Paranormal.
Oh, ooh.
I thought you were about to say
Another-
beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington Paranormal. No. I've never even had beef Wellington. Sounds really good though. But it's Taika Waititi, Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords. Is his last name Clement?
I think so.
Okay, Jermaine Clement. And it's another mockumentary a la What We Do in the Shadows, the show and the movie. And this show follows 2 cop characters from the movie What We Do in the Shadows. And it's literally just a New Zealand version of X-Files with idiots. And
I
it's
love that.
so fucking funny. It's so funny and it's like witty but dumb and you have to have the subtitles on because unless
For
you're
the
really
accent.
good with New Zealand accents, you have to have the subtitles on. So, but it's so fucking good.
Okay, I might work that into the schedule. Like Sydney mentioned, we are early in September at the time of this recording. So as of now, there's only 2 episodes out of What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show. But I will say also that is a great TV show and I'm excited that it's back. And Paige from Degrassi was in the 2nd episode of this season. So that is also really wonderful. And also she played a lesbian and that is important to me as a palette shipper.
Oh my God, I loved that episode. Tyler Alvarez is in it too and he was fuego. So good.
Yeah, incredible. Also, just to circle back really quickly, movies we can't wait to cover. I realized when I had that long pause, it was because I could not remember the movie. It wasn't that I didn't want to mention that one that I didn't mention. It was because I couldn't remember the one I originally wanted to mention, which is Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. They're so flawless. They're some of my favorite scary movies. We did a practice episode on Happy Death Day, so I'm not sure when we'll ever circle back. And I don't know if we'll want to
it was like a
combine it with-
disastrous practice.
Sure.
So some of us have
so.
PTSD from it, but I
Yeah,
I want to do it for you.
Yes, and
It is
the
great.
thing is, it has an absolutely flawless sequel, in my opinion. It makes it like a perfect back-to-back watch. I don't know if the sequel is like quite spooky enough for us to cover on its own, so I don't know if we will do like a double feature or some kind of bonus episode maybe, or something else that we're perhaps formally finally introducing. But we've got some ideas for season 2, which brings us to the next part of this little mini, possibly not so many at this point because we've been talking for a while. But this little mini episode, season 2 is coming up, and we have
Just
some
next
new
week.
Right.
some new things on the schedule, some new movies for one, but also we've talked around it for a long time. We will be instituting Fifth Tuesday, which if you haven't heard us talk about it at all, if you just happen to have missed those episodes, Fifth Tuesday is a little concept where a month has 4 weeks. That's the law. That's the way we all know it should work. But occasionally, just based on the whims of the gods, there is a fifth Tuesday in a month. And so we have decided whenever there's a fifth Tuesday, we get an absolute gimme where we get to do whatever movie we want. It doesn't have to be spooky. Maybe it's through a spooky lens. Maybe we approach it from a spooky perspective, but it gets to be whatever movie we want to cover. And we won't spoil what our first Fifth Tuesday is. It's not one that we've talked about doing for Fifth Tuesday before. So if you think you know, you don't know. But that will be happening
and if you do
in
know,
November.
you're psychic.
If you do know, absolutely. Wow, I'm in love with you. You're probably the smartest person in the world, more perceptive than any of us.
We will be taking DMs if you can guess what our first Fifth Tuesday movie is going to be.
Send us your guesses and also your recs. If you have some just outside of the spooky world movies that you fucking love that you think we should cover, let us know. No promises, but hey, we'll read it.
No promises, because I already have my own list of Fifth Tuesday movies going that I would like to do. And it's got like 7 movies on it so far. And Fifth Tuesdays just don't come around that often. So, but we always love recommendations, just generally speaking.
Yeah. We'd love to have more input from our listeners. So let us know if there's some spooky movie that you don't think we know about. Put it on our radar. I'm trying to watch some new shit. I'm trying to see that, especially with spooky season just around the corner. Spooky season is now. Let's be clear. Even we're recording this now.
It's spooky season year round over here at Spooky Tuesday, Monica.
Oh, I know. I watch 3 horror movies a week because of this podcast and because I love it.
It's always spooky. It's always Tuesday.
Every day.
Gorgeous, stunning, love that. But yeah, that's one thing we're doing in season 2. We've got a couple other ideas we've been playing around with that we're hoping to get off the ground in season 2, hopefully sooner than later in terms of 52 weeks of a calendar year. But we are hoping to do merch at some point. We are hoping to do a Patreon. We've joked about a Patreon this whole time. We are hoping to make that a reality at some point.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Manifest
it. That might be something where we do like bonus episodes or like minisodes or something. We still need to work that out amongst ourselves. But if we did Happy Death Day 2, you could be the bonus episode, or it could be a Fifth Tuesday if we position Happy Death Day right before a Fifth Tuesday. We'll figure it out. But that's something exciting that is on the horizon.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to doing merch. We have a ton of awesome ideas. We just have to figure out how.
Yeah, if you have ideas for things that we have said that you would like on a shirt or something like that, if you're like, this is something I can tell you right now I would give you money for, that's a better investment of our time than us being like, here's what we think is funny that nobody else thinks is funny. Although I'm not going to say that would ever stop us from being self-indulgent, because have you met us? But yeah, if you have something you would want on a shirt, let us know. We would love to do that. Possibly if we also like the idea. So again, no promises. Sorry. Anyway.
But okay, that brings us to the grand announcement for the beginning of season 2. Do we have sound effects? No.
I could find some.
Do you want like a drum roll? I'll do a little drum roll. Here, let me is this gonna fall?
Episode
Here we go. Are you ready?
1. I can't hear it. Does that sound like
Is that long enough?
It was good. It was really good. I couldn't hear it at all, but I liked it a lot.
No. Damn.
Okay. Season 2, episode 1, the grand season finale will be Evil
Finale,
Dead.
though, you said.
Oh fuck. shit.
You guys didn't hear that Men in Black pen flashlight brain eraser your
The grand season opener?
premiere.
Season premiere. That's the word.
Yeah.
The grand season premiere will be Evil Dead. That's the first time I said that. So you definitely didn't hear
Definitely
that
the
a little
first
bit
time she
before.
said
Wow, Evil Dead, you say? I have never heard before that we are doing this for our grand season premiere. That's so exciting.
I know.
Wow.
It's just magical. But for real, I fucking love this movie. This is the movie that got me started watching horror movies by myself. So this movie made me able to do this podcast.
So we love this movie.
We love this movie. And I don't think Chelsea's seen it before. Have you?
No, I had a brief Jane Levy phase. So I'm somewhat familiar with the plot because she was in the remake, which I haven't seen but have been exposed to, some sort of like osmosis learning from the internet. But I've never seen the original, which is the one that we're doing.
Awesome. Yeah. So it's going to kick off an awesome season 2 of Spooky Tuesday. We're really fucking excited to bring some new shit to you guys.
New episode art, so that will be fun on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, socials of all sorts.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Whole new look, fresh, new. Season 2.
Season 2. This is the season of the 2.
That's actually our new theme song too.
Yay! We're not doing that spooky little whisper anymore. We're just gonna
do some jazz riffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. See you next week.
Bye, spookies.
Spooky Tuesday was created by Monica Height, Sydney Thompson, and Chelsea Duff, and edited by Sydney Thompson. Our gorgeously spooky tunes are all thanks to Tamra Simons, who you can follow on Instagram at Captain Tamra, and our podcast art is by Mary Murphy, who you can find on Instagram at the_moon_OMG.